Good morning to all proud Indians. It is a momentous morning indeed as we have gathered to celebrate our 74th Republic Day. On this 26th day of January of the year 1950, the longest written constitution of the largest democracy in the world came into legal circulation at 10:18 a.m. The constitution, which took 166 days, spread over 2 years, 11 months and 18 days to be written, was enforced, making our motherland truly sovereign, because until then, the fundamental law of the land continued to be the Government of India Act of 1935, which was enacted by the British Parliament. The consciousness of a nation breathed free and felt proud as we proclaimed to the world our true mettle in the words, "We, the people of India." This resolution reminds us that our nation has given us immense possibilities and we must never waver from our responsibilities. As I leave you with this thought, please allow me to invite to this podium Anjaney Mahana of Class 5 to share with us his thoughts on this occasion.
Honorable Chief Guest, General SH Kulkarni, Director Mayo College, distinguished guests, teachers and my dear friends, may I extend warm greetings and good wishes to everyone present here for the celebration of our Republic Day. When India attained freedom on 15th August 1947, we did not have any instrument of governance. On 26 January 1950, 74 years ago, the Constitution was framed to secure for all its citizens justice, liberty, freedom of speech, gender and economic equality. On that day, we became the largest democracy in the world. India has witnessed an incredible journey of 75 years. We had rapid industrialization and 3 successful revolutions, green, white and blue. India opened itself to the world, globalized its economy and privatized its banks and other financial institutions. India has now become one of the world's leading economies. Today, the world sees India as an important partner, a leading voice in multilateral forums, the face of peace, and the loudest cheerleader of counter-terrorism. Of course, the journey has not been easy. Britain's former Prime Minister, Winston Churchill, had a firm opinion that independent India won't be able to stay together. Well, he was wrong. India remains united and is rising as a superpower. The feather in our cap is technology. India decided to go to space just 17 years after its independence. It had set up Indian National Committee for Space Research. The first rocket launch happened in 1963 from a town called Thumba in Kerala. The rocket parts were transported on bicycles and bullock carts. This is how India's space journey began. Today, India is well established in space power. It has reached Mars. When India became independent, 4 out of 5 people could not read. The literacy rate was around 12%. For India to grow, it had to educate its people. It made free education a fundamental right. Schemes like Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan and midday meal made sure that children found their way to school. India expanded its educational infrastructure. Now the world's biggest talent pool of top engineers, doctors and Indian origin CEOs. All are the testimony to India's growth and transformation. India has achieved so much, but there is still much to do to eradicate poverty, pollution and unemployment. So let us all make a promise to ourselves today that we will work hard and with dedication to make India grow and shine further. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Anjane. Your heartfelt words have left us with so much to contemplate and deliberate upon. May I now invite Daksh Gupta to present to us his contemplations this morning.
भारत के गणतंत्र का सारे जग में मान है। भारत के गणतंत्र का सारे जग में मान है। दशकों से खिल रही उसकी अद्भुत शान है, उसकी अद्भुत शान है। नमस्कार आदरणीय मुख्य अतिथि महोदय, प्रधानाचार्य जी, समस्त गुरुजनों एवं मेरे प्रिय साथियों। भारत के 74वें गणतंत्र दिवस की पावन वेला पर आप सबका हार्दिक अभिनंदन है, स्वागत है। भारत की गौरवशाली गणतंत्र परंपरा एवं संविधान निर्माताओं को नमन करते हुए मैं आज उस दिन को स्मरण करता हूँ जब 26 जनवरी सन 1950 को भारत को एक गणतांत्रिक राष्ट्र का दर्जा मिला था। यही तो वह दिन था जब भारत में विश्व का सबसे बड़ा एवं समृद्ध संविधान अस्तित्व में आया था और हम सबको अधिकार संपन्न नागरिक बनने का गौरव प्राप्त हुआ। आज प्रत्येक भारतवासी इसी गौरवशाली परंपरा को निभाते हुए भारत को नई ऊंचाइयों की ओर ले जा रहे हैं। विश्व की तीसरी मजबूत अर्थव्यवस्था की ओर अग्रसर होते हुए भारत को आज विश्व नई ऊर्जा एवं उम्मीदों से भरी नजरों से देख रहा है। भारत की बौद्धिक क्षमता का लोहा मान रहा है। हमारी प्राचीन सभ्यता एवं संस्कृति के साथ साथ सुदृढ़ सामाजिक एवं संवैधानिक व्यवस्था के प्रति उनका विश्वास भी लगातार बढ़ रहा है। परिणाम स्वरूप हमारी चुनौतियां भी बढ़ रही हैं। हमें उनकी कसौटी पर खरा उतरना है और इसके लिए भारत के युवा लगातार प्रयासरत भी है। अंतरिक्ष अनुसंधान से लेकर औद्योगिक संरचना तक हर क्षेत्र में हम नए नए कीर्तिमान स्थापित कर रहे हैं, आत्मनिर्भर बन रहे हैं। हमारे विचार, हमारी तकनीक, हमारी सोच समय की रफ्तार के साथ लगातार दुनिया को अचंभित कर रही है। इसके पीछे है हमारी मेहनत, लगन एवं ईमानदारी और कर्तव्य निष्ठा। ये हमारे जीवन मूल्य ही नहीं, एक जीवंत परिकल्पना भी है जो आज साकार हो रही है। आज विश्व के ऐसे कई देश हैं जहां भारतीय मूल के लोग अपनी सूझबूझ का लोहा मनवा रहे हैं, उन्हें चला रहे हैं, भारतीयता में 4 चांद लगा रहे हैं और विश्व को बता रहे हैं कि मैं हिंदुस्तान का हूँ और हिंदुस्तान मेरा है। इसी जज्बे के साथ हमारी सरकारें भी लगातार काम कर रही हैं। गरीबी को दूर करने के लिए कई कदम उठा रही है, रोजगार के साधन उपलब्ध करा रही है, जिससे कि जनता का रहन सहन सुधारा जा सके। अतः हमें प्रत्येक व्यक्ति के लिए कल्याणकारी कार्य करने हैं, उन्हें मजबूत एवं सुदृढ़ बनाना है। हमें ऐसे साधन विकसित करने हैं जिससे प्रत्येक व्यक्ति का हित हो। सरकारी योजनाओं का लाभ जनता तक पहुंचाना है। आय की असमानताओं को कम करना है। गरीबों को शैक्षिक, चिकित्सीय एवं अन्य सुविधाएं निःशुल्क उपलब्ध करवानी है। भेदभाव, ऊंच नीच जैसी कुरीतियों को मिटाना है। इस गणतंत्र को श्रेष्ठ बनाना है जिससे कि एक खुशहाल एवं समृद्ध भारत का निर्माण हो सके। इसी आशा एवं उम्मीद के साथ अंत में मैं यही कहूंगा कि देश को हमें सजाना है, देश का नाम बढ़ाना है। हमारे यत्न, हमारे स्वप्न बहा में बहा डालकर चले। हमारी सांसों में ले हो, हमारी धरती की जय हो। साधना के प्रिय साचे में हमारे शुभ संकल्प ढले। देश के सपने फूले फले, देश के सपने फूले फले। जय गणतंत्र, जय भारत, जय हिंद। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Daksh. The choir from senior school would now present a soulful rendition of powerful lyrics by Saras Agarwal. हम करें राष्ट्रीय आराधना। We as a generation have witnessed the evolution of our country into a formidable force to reckon with. We are conscious and aware of the opportunities as well as challenges. To further elaborate, let me now invite Arjav Mehendi Ratta from the senior school.
No country is free unless it is democratic. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I stand before you on the occasion of our 74th Republic Day, marking 74 years of a democratic and independent India, to pay homage to our forefathers who had sacrificed their lives to make our country independent. As we celebrate this day, we must remember that the true test of a republic is not just in its laws and institutions, but in how it treats its most marginalized and vulnerable people. We started off as a humble nation with only spices and textiles to offer, slowly advancing towards one of the most powerful countries in today's time. Under conditions and circumstances prevalent today, it requires no guesswork or an astrologer's remarks to predict the future of India. An India free from poverty and unemployment, and an India technologically advanced to the highest degree possible. If I start enumerating on the multiple achievements and milestones that India has achieved in the recent years, I will certainly fall short of the allotted time for the speech and will go on and on for countless hours. India has now become the 5th largest economy in the world with a GDP growth rate of 7%, overtaking Britain. It took us only 10 years to climb up 8 spots and achieve this feat. From Make in India to Made in India, our people have done it all and have shown the world that we are not to be taken lightly. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason we are here today is the Constitution. Our Constitution laid down the framework that demarcates the fundamental rights and duties of the government towards the welfare of our citizens. It is our Constitution that made us the largest secular democracy in the world. With Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, the father of the Indian Constitution, was a man of fortitude and the people. The country has also made strides in reducing poverty and improving access to education and healthcare. The country is home to a large number of successful technology companies and startups and is also a major player in the global solar and wind energy markets. In terms of foreign policy, India has continued to strengthen its relationship with other countries, particularly in the areas of trade and defense. The country also played a key role in regional and global efforts to address issues such as climate change and terrorism. India is the proud host of the G20 Presidency Summit. It talks about not only the faith of the world in us, but our ability to prove our mettle at the global forum. We have brought home several accolades, including a medley of Olympic medals and the best tally of medals India has ever seen at the Commonwealth Games. When I look at Mayo, it looks to me a miniature of our great nation. Here, we have students from various parts of the world living together in harmony, aligned with Mayo College vision to build on tradition and prepare global leaders with character. Or if I may say, we at Mayo believe in local roots with global boots. Most importantly, I envisage that the culture bestowed upon every single thing present in campus, from the main building to the lush green campus with lively students, they all are a testimony to the fact that our country has progressed with its values and culture intact. From the multicolored safas to temple service and religious celebrations, so that Mayo is a remarkable embodiment of India and the future of India currently being shaped at the college. This day is a reminder of our collective duty and responsibility to each one of us, so that we can realize the dream of making our country Vishwaguru that it truly deserves. Ladies and gentlemen, the India we see today, although looks mighty and developed, but it is not sufficient. It is our duty to rejoice as citizens in unity and come forward to tackle the issues of poverty, unemployment, climate change and pollution. Let's wear the badge of being an Indian with great pride and honor and let it shine in our minds, hearts, attitude and thoughts, which can be summed up as the nation first. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, Arjav. May I now invite Shaheem Ejaz Khan from Senior School to express his thoughts.
हिंद के जवान हम, हिंद की है शान हम, हिंद के निशान को बुलंद हम किए चले। हम सब इन पंक्तियों को गाते हुए मेयो कॉलेज में बड़े हुए हैं और मैं शहीम एजाज खान इस गीत के साथ आप सभी को गणतंत्र दिवस की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। औपनिवेशिक शासन, विविधता, गरीबी और अशिक्षा की पृष्ठभूमि में भारत जैसे एक विशाल देश का इन वर्षों में एक सफल गणतंत्र होना दुनिया के लिए पहेली हो सकता है, और हो भी क्यों ना। भारत ने स्वयं को न केवल एक सफल गणतंत्र के रूप में जिंदा रखा है, बल्कि दुनिया के सामने भारत एक उदाहरण के रूप में प्रस्तुत हुआ है। 26 जनवरी निश्चय ही भारत की लोकतांत्रिक परंपराओं एवं स्वयं के भारतीय होने पर गर्व करने का दिन है। लेकिन हमें याद रखना होगा कि लोकतंत्र कोई पूरा हो जाने वाला काम नहीं है। लोकतंत्र हमेशा चलते रहने वाला काम है, जो एक राष्ट्र को करते रहना चाहिए। आज भारत की संप्रभुता, एकता, अखंडता और लोकतांत्रिक व्यवस्था पर एक बड़ी चुनौती के रूप में एक नया हथियार हमारे सामने है, डेटा। हमारे मोबाइल के प्रति एक क्लिक पर डेटा हमारे भीतर जा रहा है। गणतंत्र का तेजी से डेटा तंत्र में बदलने का खतरा सामने दिख रहा है। हमारी सचेतन जानकारी के बिना डेटा हमारे सोचने, चयन करने के तरीके, हमारे सामाजिक और राजनीतिक व्यवहार को एक विशेष दिशा में मोड़ने की शक्ति रखता है। तलवारों, तोपों, बमों, सैनिकों के माध्यम से देशों पर कब्जा करने, तोड़ने के स्थान पर अब हमला डेटा के द्वारा सीधा हमारे मस्तिष्कों एवं आत्माओं पर हो रहा है। भाषा, जाति, वर्ग या रिलीजन के नाम से होने वाले आंदोलन अब चेहरा विहीन दिख रहे हैं। सोशल मीडिया पर निरंतर उत्पन्न होने वाला डेटा ही लोगों को भीड़ तंत्र की ओर मोबिलाइज कर रहा है। अतः हमें हमारे राष्ट्रीय जीवन को बड़े स्तर पर प्रभावित करने वाला डेटा तंत्र को भूलना नहीं चाहिए, जो हमारी अखंडता, संप्रभुता और एकता के सामने बहुत गंभीर चुनौती बनकर सामने खड़ा है। वो इंतजार था जिसका ये वो शहर तो नहीं, चलो चले कि वो शहर अभी दूर है कहीं, चलो चले कि वो शहर अभी दूर है कहीं। शायर फैज अहमद फैज की ये पंक्तियां आज एक जागरूक देश होने के नाते हम सभी को अपनी क्लिक की कीमत और डेटा की शक्ति समझाने हेतु प्रेरित करती है, और अपने लोकतंत्र की रक्षा के लिए जन भागीदारी बढ़ाने का सीधा संदेश देती है। जो 72वां गणतंत्र दिवस वो अवसर है कि हम जागरूक रूप से अपने आप को नए परिवर्तनों के साथ आगे बढ़ाते हुए संविधान की आत्मा की रक्षा के लिए वी द पीपल ऑफ इंडिया के सच्चे अर्थ को समझे और अपने कर्तव्यों के लिए अधिकारों से ज्यादा अधिक सजग रहे। और अंत में मेरी एक छोटी सी ख्वाहिश है कि मेरे देश के त्योहार बने रहने चाहिए, मेल जोल से बनी बस्तियां रहनी चाहिए, खुशहाल बच्चों की किलकारियां रहनी चाहिए, तितलियां रहनी चाहिए और रहनी चाहिए खिलौनों से खेलने की गुंजाइश हर ओर। और मतदान दिवस के पर्व का जश्न हर जश्न का सरताज रहना चाहिए, हर जश्न का सरताज रहना चाहिए। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
Thank you, Shaheem. The choir of junior school will sing for us the song हिंद के बहादुरों वक्त की पुकार है। Thank you. May I now request our Director, General SH Kulkarni, to kindly address the gathering.
Good morning, ladies, gentlemen, and my young children. Special greetings to Mr. Jeff Callow, who's here with us from Albury Park. He's been here a few years ago as well, I remember. I'm very happy to see you as part of this event today. Thank you very much. Your school delegation will be here shortly. I hope you'll be here with us, even though you're retired now. Thank you so much. I also have one of my contemporaries from my time, Mr. Deepak Kapoor, who I'm very happy to have with me, but not so happy he was sitting next to me, and such a smart and dashing young man gives me an inferiority complex. But thank you, Deepak, for being here today and honoring our children. On this 74th Republic Day, I'm very happy to announce that very recently, one of my predecessors, Mr. Pramod Sharma, has presented a copy of the Constitution to us, to the school, which will be displayed in the reference section of our library. So let's appreciate his contribution. You've heard the two choirs and our four young children, starting with young Anjane, Daksh, and of course the seniors, Arjun and Shahim. I think between them, they have expressed the aspirations of our young nation. 74 years is still young as a republic, in a very, very cogent, articulate manner. And even as I compliment the seniors, I think a bigger round of applause goes to young Anjana and Daksh. I think your speeches were completely outstanding. And I think Deepak would be the first to acknowledge that we couldn't have seen this from class 5 boys in our time. So really well done. Imagine in 2030 when you finish school, where you can possibly be. So you have the potential. And the whole idea of the school is to provide you the opportunities to explore your potential. And those of you who've seen the website in the last year or so will find that our tagline, that this is a place where every child can write his own story. And believe me, it's all in your hands, and I'm very, very confident, very hopeful that all of you will write your own story, and something that you will be proud of, your family will be proud of, and of course, we as a school will be phenomenally proud of. India has been a repository of a lot of ancient wisdom, which for various reasons fell into neglect as a series of invasions and other activities took place, attempts to so-called educate the natives and modernize them. But the harm that was caused to us over the last few centuries needs to be addressed, not by complaining, but by doing something about it. And some of the things that need to be done to have a good blend of ancient wisdom and a modern outlook. There are three things which reflect our good society. The first is diversity. We are blessed, we are naturally blessed with diversity in our country. And we are also blessed with unity and diversity. But the second thing, and this was said by all our four speakers, that there has to be equity. Few people cannot enjoy the pleasures and reap the benefits of what this country has to offer. There has to be equity, and the most marginalized people have to be brought into it. And the third facet, which reflects a good society, is inclusivity. You cannot shun somebody on any grounds that you can think of. So if these three things come together, we already have the diversity, but if we as agents of change bring about equity and inclusivity, I think your role as global leaders in the making would have been well achieved. It was mentioned that we have the largest written constitution, mind you, in a country which had a very low literacy rate at the time of independence. The The reason for having a written constitution, unlike the British, from whom we got independence, who don't have a written constitution, was that in a large and big country like ours, where today's electorate is nearly 600 million people, if you count all the major democracies of the world and add up their electoral college, they don't add up to 600 million. And I've had many people asking me in India and abroad, how do you manage elections in a country like yours? We all know that it happens every 5 years, and any leader with hubris has had to face ignominious defeats time and again if they felt that they are bigger than the people that they're required to govern. These are great lessons that literacy doesn't bring wisdom with it, and pure common sense and understanding is what is good for the public is something anybody and everybody, whether it's in the cities or in the villages, understands. I want you all children to identify which facet of public life will you touch when you grow up. Nobody can solve all the issues in addressing our nation, but you can target some small thing and make a difference and see the impact. And if collectively all of us do this, imagine these few drops will fast turn into a stream, then a river, and then into an ocean. So I stand here with great optimism. Optimism not only in paying tribute to our forefathers who have brought us here, but greater optimism in standing before people like you and firmly believing that our best days are yet to come, or as it has been popularly said by one of our politicians, अच्छे दिन आने वाले हैं. So with that thought, Jai Bharat, Jai Hind, and wish you all the best for the coming year.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. Today we celebrate the day we gave to ourselves this constitution. And I urge each one of you to renew our pledge to give ourselves to our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, I request you all to please rise for the national anthem. Thank you all for joining us in the celebration this morning. Everyone is requested to please remain seated while the chief guest departs. Thank you. Jai Hind.